And welcome back to the Create Mod here on Music Free Gaming. It is fabulous to have you here, and I love having an Elytra. It has been so great to get around. The problem is I'm still short on rockets. So the last episode, I worked on upgrading the mob farm so I get more gunpowder, so that's great. And now it's time to get a paper factory going as one more step to my rocket generating empire. Yeah, I think after having laid out the track and stuff around here in the stream, I've decided I'm going to put the sugarcane here. But that means my old slime farm is definitely in the way. So as much and as cool as this is, and it is very cool, I think it's going to have to come down. And through the magic of editing, the slime farm is down and I have sugarcane planted. Now, as I come up here with FreeCam, you can see I've got them laid out in this sort of offset grid pattern, which is a little really funky actually to fly over it like that. But this is, I guess, the most efficient way of laying out sugarcane in an area so that they'll all grow. And I've got each of these trapdoors is covering a water source and a glowstone, actually. So this is nice and well lit, but that means this whole area is nothing but sugar. Or sugar cane, anyway. So the next thing I have to do is figure out a way to harvest this. Now the problem is, unlike the mechanical harvester that I have over here on the wheat farm, which harvests the wheat and then replants, I can harvest the sugarcane with the harvester, but it won't replant. So what I have to do is I have to take the harvesters and basically I have to start them at, come on. Well, I have to start them at this level, right? So if I take, there we go. So I have to put the harvesters at this level and basically mow the lawn at the second layer rather than at ground level, which isn't a big deal really when it comes down to it because it builds the same. So let me go ahead and I'll build up the lawnmower, I guess, and we'll see what I can do to get this thing to actually go and also, you know, maybe drop off some stuff. All right, so the lawnmower is built. I suppose I could, the sugar mower? I don't know. Anyway, it's the way this is going to work is I've got it set on a gantry. That's just going to run above the sugar cane, which is nice because I don't have to worry about, oh, I'm losing a row of sugar cane for the mechanics or anything like that. No, it's going to come right above and harvest. And I set up a hand crank here for a moment. Right? So there it harvested. Oh. It did not pick it up. And nothing, it did end up with some in the chest. But it looks like I may have some that's going to end up. Get out of here, Seeds. Nobody likes you. It looks like, yeah, it's not going to. What I might have to do, if it's not going to collect those top ones, which is what I think is happening, is let's do an experiment here. If I've got those that are 2 block high, okay, 2 block high sugar. All right, one more, which I think should have. Oh, one more. Okay, there you heard it harvest. Okay, and those were picked up and then back. So I think what I'm going to have to do, is I'm going to have to, ouch, move those chests, add another row of mechanical harvesters so that I get all of this stuff picked up. All right, I can do that. Okay, so I've added the second row of harvesters, and this is looking really mean, but If I give this a little bit of a crank here, okay, you can hear the sugar get cut. I now have 6 sugar cane, which is what I should have from what I planted, and there is no sugar cane on the ground. So now I have a lossless system, which is fabulous. So now it's time to actually set up a little bit of automation for this thing. All right, so how is this thing going to move? So the plan is I'm going to take a sequential gear shift, and I have it programmed. You can set the piston pulley gantry dealy bob. So I go 30 meters in one direction, which I think is what I've got, and then come back 30 meters. I'm going to have it come back at double speed, and then it's done. So the idea is, let's go ahead and slap a button on here. Oh, there it goes. And then if I hit this, oh, you know what would really be cool is if it had power. So, hey, maybe I should make that happen first. All right. Now that I have power, let's try this test. So again, it's programmed to go out 30 meters and come back 30 meters. So if I hit the button, maybe I've got this going the wrong way. So let's try that way and that way. And, oh, there it goes. Oh, there it goes. Mowing it all down. Now, it's not super fast, but I don't think I need this. Oh, it looks like I need to program it to go out another couple. Cool, but we've got, oh, geez. So, yeah, so just that one harvest, we've got 9, 10, 11, 12 stacks and a little bit more. So, nice. Cool, so this will go out, I think it's 32 then? Yeah, so it went, and it looks like I might have to take it a little bit more, but let's see what happens now. 32, it should come out. Choke, choke. Yep, I need to go one more. And then this will do it. Oops. Okay, well, sure, this is going to be totally fine. Sure, that isn't possibly going to cause problems when it hits the end of the gantry, right? And there it goes. Now it's going to come back. And now it is possible that something could grow here, and I'll just break that off if it does. It's a little bit of loss. I don't care that much, so I think we'll be good. I've got the mower in place. I don't have a way for it to trigger to go off yet, but that'll come in just a little bit. The idea is it'll come back and it'll connect to the PSI here and dump sugar or sugar cane onto this belt. Now, the plan here is, and I don't have one at the moment, is I'll have a funnel that'll suck it into this fairly large storage here, because this vault needs to be able to hold, well, at least 12 stacks, but possibly more stacks of sugar as it comes through. So I wanted to be sure I had plenty of storage space available here. Now I will be adding another one next to it for actual sugar. That'll come here in a little bit. But what's going to happen is it's going to spit out here into this tunnel. Now, what I'm going to do here is I want to make this synchronized inputs. Right? So the plan is with synchronized input, no matter how things come out this way, it will always come out an equal number of things on this side. So if I end up with just 2 sugar, it's going to wait until eventually I get 3. And what's going to happen is I've got these mechanical crafters, because the recipe for sugar, or for paper, right, is 3, right? It's 3 sugar cane in one row, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set these andesite tunnels, or andesite funnels here. So as the stuff comes out of the brass tunnel, the andesite funnels will pick up, feed them into the auto crafter here, and that will make paper, which will then spit out right here. Okay. And when that's done, what'll happen is I think I'll set up a belt that'll run right over here to probably another vault, and then something over here to feed this guy. So that's the plan. It's not going to be too crazy. I think I can make this happen, though I might have to drop that down one just to be able to align hoppers and stuff properly, or tunnels and stuff. But that's okay. That's okay. That's the next step, and it should be fairly straightforward, I hope. Bunch of fiddling around later, and I think I've got this thing set. So the idea is sugar's going to get pulled in on this line here. It'll get sucked into the vault, and then will be fed out slowly into the mechanical crafters, right, which should turn it into paper. And assuming I set this up right, yeah, see the arrow's pointing into the chest, so this should output the paper into this chest. And when it does that, it'll get sucked down onto this belt, into this vault, and then out here for the train to pick up. And I also have a dealy bob here to output the finished paper, right? So we'll store paper. Paper will actually stick out. And it'll pile up here until the train's ready to pick it up. So I think this is ready. So let's get over here and let's do our first test. All right, here goes the first test. So we're going to drop the sugar cane on the belt. There it goes. It gets sucked up. Now this is going slowly. But did it actually work? I don't know. I don't know if it worked. Doesn't seem to be outputting anything. I don't have any paper over here. So there is something that is not right. Okay, I found it. So it looks like the sugar is sort of backed up here. So what I need to do is change this so it's not synchronized inputs. So it's split. There we go. Now that's going out, and you can kind of hear things chugging along. And I think, yeah, there it is. There's the paper. And now it'll back up here, which is fine. And once this totally backs up, the paper should then just start getting stored in the vault. Now, this is super slow here for the moment, but that can change because I have down here the end-all be-all of power. So we can crank up that rotational speed controller, and that thing is just going to rock everybody's world, right? So if I take this stack of sugar right here and toss that in, oh yeah, you can hear it just cranking away, and of course you never actually see the paper in the chest. It gets sucked out too fast. But that is awesome. So now it's all just piling up in the vault, and I've got, this is a 3x3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's what, 30 times 20. That's like 6,000 stacks of paper. 6,000 stacks of paper should do it. And yeah, here's this one sugar cane that's just waiting because there's nothing for it to do at the moment. So sweet, 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 sweet. I actually have this working. So in theory, if I trigger this, it should go harvest all of the sugar cane and come back and drop it all off. So let's see if that works. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I'm actually a little bit nervous for this. Oh, okay. It's not going. I did end up reversing things. So, all right. So this actually should go speed forward, and this should go speed reverse, and that goes that way. All right. So let's try it again. Okay. So right now it's waiting Oh, it's offloading everything it had. And I wanted that to go slow just because it's going to look cool. All right, now it didn't go all the way, and that's fine. That's because I think I was playing with the... it. I kind of would have liked it to have offloaded there, but let's hit this again and just see. All right, so that offloads. And now this should sweep out beautifully. There it goes. All right, I wonder if it... I don't know why it's not making it all the way. That's definitely a thing. All right. Well, oh, I know, because it's stopping because it was offloading all the sugar. Okay, that makes some sense. So probably what I'll need to do is just temporarily crank this up until it... So basically the output goes what I need to. And then the input, yeah. Okay, I think I can make this work. I just need to adjust the timings, but we should be going. On the other hand, this is doing what it's supposed to. We've got paper. If I get in here and kind of peek, yeah, you can see how it's all just sort of crafting automatically into the paper and into the vault, and everything is awesome. Okay, the next thing I have set up is a mixer so I can get sugar because, you know, sugar is fun. And I don't need this much sugar. That's huge. But I thought it looked kind of cool next to the other vaults that's here for the paper. So, all right, I decided to go ahead and go big. It's not going to make a huge amount of difference ultimately, but it'll still be nice. So let's go ahead. We'll throw that sugar cane on there. And it should... Well, that did all sorts of nothing. Let's see if I can... Do I need to put a filter on it? Or... Nope, it just doesn't mix. Well, so much for plan whatever this is, but it is definitely plan number does not work. All right, so turns out, yep, wrong tools all around. It's actually, you can use the millstone or, you know, grindstones, but a millstone is fine. I also, while I was doing the testing, realized that I don't need a mechanical crafter over here. I could just use a smasher. But in all honesty, I'm not going to want to rebuild this. So it's going to just craft, which is cool, I guess. But if I drop these on the millstone, assuming I've got this in here correctly, I think this should work, because if you drop the... Oh, hey, it helps if you turn that the right way. There it goes. So now we should, right, out, fall down, and ow, and maybe... Now we should be able to see sugar? No? Because this says if you throw sugar onto the mill, you should get sugar. So, and I don't have anything coming out over here, so... Oh, I probably need to put a door on that. All right, let me go get a funnel and see what this does. Now I think I've got things going. So I've got a millstone here, got a funnel to drop stuff out of it. So if I throw a bunch of sugar cane on here, there you can see the sugar all getting sucked out. And it's going to live happily over here in the vault until, well, until the next train comes to pick it up. So, sweet. And in this case, since it's sugar, literally sweet. All right, the last thing I have set up over here is some storage for the cactus farm. And I just put in a full-size, massive vault of vaultiness to hold all of the cactus. So if anything needs cactus, that, you know, here it is. So there's no intelligence on this one other than, hey, only suck up cactus. So this is here. Now I think what I want to do is I'm setting up a drop tube. If there's leftovers, extras that just needs to get disposed of, I think I'm going to set up an andesite filter right off this and lock it. That'll be the shut off. When this thing gets full, I'll just throw the cactus away. And then the same thing with these guys. When they get full, well, everything will just roll on by. So there isn't a whole lot of intelligence that needs to be there. But what will happen is when these guys fill up, I'll hit these clutches and stop the machinery. So that should be reasonable to keep the load down when nothing is happening. And I think that'll work out nicely. And then the last thing I'm going to have to set up here is the actual trigger for this. Obviously, I've got sugar ready to harvest. So now I need to get back here and figure out what is actually going to start this and harvest the sugar. Okay, so I was thinking about this, how to launch this, and I thought, you know what might just be fun is let's just use a daylight sensor. So when the sun comes up, this will turn on, and it should send a pulse to the sequenced gear shift and kick everything off. So let's take a quick nap and see if that actually works. All right, the sun is up, and the daylight, yes. So the daylight sensor goes off, and that's just going to mow its way right across. That is awesome. Now, because the way the daylight sensors work, it'll put out a constant signal. So I think, yeah, this is just going to stay the way it is. Now, that is exactly what I want. So once per day, this guy is going to power off. It's going to do stuff. And, oh yeah, this is great. And I think that'll work. Oh, I think this is going to be all sorts of awesome. All right, just real quick, one small change. I decided to replace the PSIs with this one storage vault. Now, see, it's got the connects here to the funnel. What happens is when the thing runs, it splits out, does its thing, taking the vault with it. And that's where all the sugar gets stored, or the sugar cane. And then when it comes back, it'll dock up there, and so just for an instant, it dropped off all of the sugar that it had. So awesome. That's going to be a lot nicer than the portable storage interface was. And nice. So I think this is all done. All right. Now I've got these all hooked up to the rail system, and I've got train stations set up for each of them. And what I decided to do is, rather than have the automated chest in the storage room that says, hey, I'm running low, give me stuff, at least for the time being, I just set up a linked controller. So if I hit the up arrow, or forward, in my case, it's the 8 keybind, it'll trigger vault paper, or if I hit down, it'll trigger vault gunpowder. And so when it does that, it hits the dispatch for these trucks, right? That's this whole mess right here, right? There's the vault paper, there's the vault gunpowder. When it gets those signals, it'll send up the schedules that will tell those trucks to come get their stuff, right? Yeah, so you can see the trucks are going. So one of them will come around and get paper. The other one will come around and get gunpowder. And then drop it off at the storage room. And I have it sorted, so it'll go to the right place. And now the other thing is I set these up so they'll only pick up a oh, maybe a stack of each thing, right? So it's not going to be a lot, just enough so I could make some more rockets when I need to. And oh, look, here comes the first train. Yep, there it is. Picked up the paper. Nice. So he's whipping around, and that's good. And then there comes the gunpowder truck. And now he's picking up some gunpowder. Perfect. Just double checking for myself. Cool. And now those guys are going to run that way. This one's dropping off. And in theory, everything's great. So let's go take a look at what showed up in the storage. All right. Well, it took a moment, but I ended up with like 5 stacks that ended up coming through this chest. And I hit paper a couple of times just to test it. So I have plenty of paper, got plenty of gunpowder, so I can make all of the rockets as I need to. And for now, just leave that controller there. So the next time I need gunpowder, boom, I'll trigger that. You can see the route is it's going to gunpowder, and the next stop will be the storage drop off. It's gonna be really nice. This is gonna be super convenient to have this here. And that is gonna do it for me today. This has been all sorts of fun getting all of this stuff set up. And yes, the paper farm's more complicated than it needs to be, but this is going to be great. I've got it automatically harvesting sugar, turning it into paper and sugar cane and cactuses already. One step closer to automated rocket creation. This is going to be awesome. But that's going to have to wait until another day. So until next time, be excellent to each other. Remember to like the video, subscribe, you know, all that stuff. And this is Music Free Gaming signing off.